my name is Hope and welcome back to my channel. I like musicals, they're a big part of my life, and today we're going to be talking about Bad Cinderella. Now, I have talked about this musical on this channel before, a little while ago, but back then it was called Andrew Lloyd Webber's Cinderella. But now the name has been changed. I can pose the question, is Bad Cinderella really bad? That was a terrible opening, but I've recorded this 3 times and I'm not doing it again. It was announced last week that Cinderella is going to Broadway officially. I think it's set to open sometime in March, and they have shown who the new Cinderella is going to be. I would say her name, but I can't remember it and I haven't got it written down, so sorry about that. Getting really quality content on this channel. But nobody, I don't think, is looking forward to this production. And I'm sorry for all the cast, but you know, I was going to make a video before I even made my first video about Bad Cinderella. I was going to react to the soundtrack. I got 5 songs in. I had to stop. I physically had to stop because I just couldn't get through it. And I was like, it's not worth it for a video. It's not worth my suffering. And I'll be honest, I don't really remember what I'd said in that video, so this could be exactly the same video. I don't know. But we're just going to talk about it today. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
But before I get into this video, remember that you can like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you can get notified every time I upload, which is particularly every Sunday, but sometimes extra days in the week as well. Apparently over 90% of my viewership is not actually subscribed, so what are you doing? Subscribe right now. I'm just joking, you don't have to do that. But also remember, you can follow me at all my social medias, which is X, Hope Wilson X on Instagram, Hope Wilson with 2 N's and an underscore on Twitter, and Hope Wilson 45 on TikTok. But with all that, let's get back into the video.
So, I'm not gonna lie, I think actually one of the main reasons why they changed the title, aside from it being the name of literally like 4 or 5 other shows just being called Cinderella, I think one thing was the marketing of the show. So if you didn't know, in the original London production, the like logo of Cinderella, the E was meant to look like a shoe, but did not look like a shoe at all. So everyone was like, this is a really weird logo, I have no idea what's going on here. And then they changed it, and it wasn't really much better, I'll be honest. But now, having it called Bad Cinderella, they can change the shoe to being the A in bad instead of the E. That was just an aside, and I thought that was really random. Anyway, I may look slightly different because my knees are hurting, so I'm now sitting on my muscle roller for a bit more height. Back to Cinderella. Essentially, they changed a lot of the lyrics in the original song Bad Cinderella, which they released in the promo, and I'm gonna be honest, somehow they made it more cringe. The only song I actually know and kind of like in Bad Cinderella is Bad Cinderella, and having those lyrics be changed really doesn't send me the right kind of vibe. Do you get what I mean? Also, I've been reading a lot of Reddit because I feel like Reddit like gives you insights that you didn't even know about, and apparently in Cinderella there is an incest anthem. I have no idea what that pertains to, but there are a lot of people who seem to agree that there is that kind of anthem in there, and people are wondering if it's been reworked. I hope it is, and I can't even think of the context of how that would work into the show, so I'm honestly just not going to question it. Also, apparently the queen in the show, who I forgot about if I'm completely honest, sings an anthem about how sexy her dead gay son is and how thirsty he made her. What? I have fluff in my hair. Maybe I'm going grey with the amount of stress this show puts me through. And yes, it does make me think of Dead Gay Son, because I honestly think anything is better than thinking about that. Also, one thing that I'm questioning, because I genuinely can't tell, is are they doing the new production in American accents or English accents? The person who's playing Cinderella in the new one, it sounds like there is an American twang, but it doesn't sound like wholly American, and therefore I'm not sure if someone's trying to go British. And that might just be how she talks and how she sings. Like, I don't know enough about her as a performer to know that. But if it's not, maybe there was some auto-tune going on there, even though if you're on Broadway, you definitely don't need auto-tune, but they may have put it on there anyway. Do you get what I'm talking about? I know this video is a whole mess, and that's because so am I, and therefore it reflects on my videos. But I'm just very much like, Webber called this show a costly mistake, and he fired basically an entire cast and crew over social media with no warning, and I do go more into detail about that in my video. But the fact that it's reopening like it's this whole new show when it's probably more or less exactly the same, I just don't get how it can be safe. Was it ever saved? Is that a thing? I genuinely don't know. Do you know what I mean? Also, from what I know from the show, I think it misses the mark a lot. It's meant to be like this feminist, like, musical, being like, I don't need a man and I don't have to be all nice and pretty for a man to want me. But then they basically do that anyway. But they're like, cause she's not like other girls, it's different. When it's really not. Also, someone on Reddit compared the Broadway production of Into the Woods to this show and said that Bad Cinderella was better. And everyone is allowed their personal opinion. I am not saying they're not, but if you think that Bad Cinderella is better than Into the Woods, I'm really curious to know how you think that. Into the Woods is a masterpiece. Bad Cinderella, not so much. I've said it. Oh god, I've fallen off. If I'm honest, I really just don't have that much to say, but I wanted to talk about it because I kind of wanted to get a conversation going with you guys in the sense of like, what do you think is gonna go on? Because given the way it was received in its original production, I really can't see it doing well on Broadway. I feel like it got mostly negative reviews as a whole, and I don't feel as if it was anything revolutionary. I think everything new that it tried to do, it kind of failed at, honestly. And with the people they had involved in this production, it honestly just like doesn't make sense as to why this musical is the way it is. I feel like there's definitely something missing in some way or another. I mean, I'm not a famous musical writer, so I can't really comment in that sense, but you get what I mean? Like, this production struggled from the get-go. It wasn't one of those shows where it was like selling out every night and it was super successful. Like, it was never at that point. And so for it to go to Broadway and they renaming it Bad Cinderella, I feel like the critics are probably gonna have a field day. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, who knows? Maybe Americans will love it. Maybe they will. I doubt it, but maybe they will. And I hope for the sake of the cast and the crew that does happen, because if you're wishing for a show to be bad, that's kind of like setting up for failure. So I really hope it's a good show. I hope that they've changed the original production to make it better, but from what we've seen so far, I don't know if I can really believe that. But I think that's all I have to say. Comment down below what you think. What are your opinions? Do you think it's gonna be better? Do you think it's gonna be worse? Are you happy? Are you sad? What are you thinking? I would like to know. You can like this video if you liked it, and you can subscribe down below if you feel like it. You don't have to, but it would help me out a lot. You can follow me on my social medias. Find me at XOWilson at Instagram, HopeWilson45 on TikTok, and HopeWilson with 2 N's and _ on Twitter. But thanks so much for watching this video. Keep enjoying musicals as much as me, and I will see you in the next one.